Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. Welcome. We are live on Facebook, we are live on LinkedIn, and live on YouTube. We hope that you're doing well and taking good care of yourselves. And yes, so today's topic is balancing health and hustle. And I'm very much happy to be with my co host, John Musunda. And we'll be diving into this topic and talking about why it's important for our entrepreneurial journey. How are you doing today, John?
I'm very, very fine. How are you, Jasmine?
I'm not too bad. My fingers are cold, but apart from that, I'm doing great. Thank you very much for asking. So I'm Jasmine Ofori. I'm from Jew Digital, but I'm also part of the Encouragers group where we shine light on people doing great things within the community and collaborating with many people to stay visible and also to encourage each other and to stay positive in moving forward in our journeys as individuals because we believe in the power of community. And one of the topics that needs to be spoken about in the community is how to ensure that in pursuing our goals we also take care of our health, because as we know, our health is the most important thing. Without it, we won't be able to achieve the things that we want to achieve. So, you know, we all want to do well in life. We want to move forward, we want to achieve, and we want to excel in everything that we set our mind on. So, as entrepreneurs, it's very much often that we find ourselves sort of juggling a lot of responsibilities, and it is really easy to allow our health to take a back seat. And so we're going to be looking at how we can prioritize, our well-being at the same time as, driving our business forward, because it's our greatest asset. And if we can't manage our health properly, then obviously when something tragic happens, that will be the end of us. So, John, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, yes. So, what you're saying is very, very true, Jasmine. I've also observed that as entrepreneurs, a lot of us, we tend to be very, very, very overwhelmed and stressed by how the business will be able to move and how it's moving, especially when the business is actually going down, or even when the business is going, but the overwhelming response from people and even maybe orders made and even running errands for the business becomes very overwhelming and stressful. Yeah, so it can actually deprive of the happiness and peace of mind of the entrepreneur, and then a lot of issues comes up. Yes.
Yeah, most definitely. We're going to be jumping into our first, segment, which is, practical tips for wellness. What we want to talk about is, share a few strategies that's worked for us. So as you're watching this, if anything comes to mind that you wish to share, drop it in the comments, or feel free to join us and share on stage. Um, so in terms of, tips, it's a good thing to have a morning routine. Having your morning routine can really start off your day right, and it can, you know, help you to set the tone for your day. So, for example, some people like to, work out. Some people like to meditate, and then some people like to, enjoy a nice cup of coffee and just reflect on the day ahead, or go for a walk and stretch themselves basically. And in terms of myself, when it comes to trying to de-stress or, trying to stay well, I like to listen to music. Music is my haven, basically, and it really helps me to set the tone for the day. So I have a radio, obviously, in my car, and I tune into a specific channel that's upbeat, basically, and I listen to that, and that sort of energizes me for the day. Another way that I try to stay sane is going for walks, long walks in natural environments, like going for a walk in the park. It definitely sets the tone for my day. Or if I've had a stressful day, for example, and I come back, well, it helps me to de-stress as well, and it inspires me as well. Being around the trees, the forest, birds singing, it's my haven, basically. And some people like a nice quiet cup of tea. And everybody to each their own. Everybody has their way of de-stressing. What do you think about this, John? Do you have a morning routine?
Yes, yes. For me, my morning routine is actually to read my favorite part of the book that I'm reading, or even get any book or any storybook that will actually be able to fresh up my mind. Sometimes I also take breaks, just like you said, and also maybe going for a walk early in the morning. That actually makes my mind to be calm and relaxed, and it helps me to have a very productive day, knowing that I have nothing much to think about, and also my schedule is actually more like broken down into chunks of program. So the schedule has been put into a very, very well arranged manner, such that I won't be very much stressed of that very day that is about to come up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for sharing that, John. Before we continue, I see people in the chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I appreciate your presence here. Thank you, Platine, for joining us. Dr. Pat, Dr. Patricia Rogers, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Fajana Nasrin, thank you for joining us. Then you said wonderful event. Yes, thank you. I'm glad that you find this valuable. Cyrus Gafash. Oh, evening. Nice to see you popping your head in here. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Daipin Chipeta, thank you for joining us as well. We appreciate your presence here. If you've got any thoughts, feel free to share it in the comments or come up and speak to us. We're speaking today about balancing health and hustle. So the entrepreneur's guide to wellness, and your journey as an entrepreneur. What do you do to stay sane? So, John, back to you. Have you got any strategies that you employ to help you to stay sane?
Okay. Uh, One of the strategy is the one that I actually mentioned about to make a schedule, or maybe is to schedule a regular breaks. That is where you are going to have breaks during your productive day. So it's easy to actually get caught up in work, but actually taking short breaks can boost productivity and creativity. So you see that if you have breaks, that will be very easy for you to actively work on the program, and it will boost your productivity. For example, I might be able to take a walk after a very hard week, or even just stretching. This one will help me to clear my mind, and like being on a desk for hours. So if I have a couple of hours working on something, I need to take breaks. So that one will be more like a regular schedule of breaks, and the mind will be programmed to that. Having that, it actually helps me to have a productive day. And if I make more like a schedule that helps me to follow through, I assure you, Jasmine, that it becomes very easy to even look at a very big project to be small, because if I am taking breaks and also I have some small activities that are helping me to calm my mind, it will be very easy to come back and start the work that I'm working on or a project that I'm working on, and it becomes as if I'm restarting or I'm starting it afresh. So the brain is calm and relaxed, and then everything that I'll do after a break will be very productive. It's like I'm restarting a car now. It's like the engine will be able to start at a fresh start. So even the body will need the same way. It will need some break. And scheduling regular breaks is one of my strategy to in order to improve my well-being and not being stressful all day. I won't, I'm not saying I'll run away from stress and being depressed, but that strategy is one of them that helped me to reduce such.
Fantastic, John. Thank you for sharing that valuable, point. We all do need breaks. If we go, if we go full force without taking breaks, it obviously affects, the way that our day goes, and also in a way, it sort of increases our chances of making mistakes when we don't take breaks. Our brains are obviously there is a scientific explanation for it, of which I'm not qualified to talk about, but it does affect your brain and your capacity and ability to think, through things. And that could even hinder you in your business. When you can't think clearly, it obviously stops you from making decisions that will, help your business to move forward. So, in a way, it's like a yin and a yang. If you don't take care of your health, then obviously your business could suffer in the long term. Yes, thank you so much for sharing that. If you are in the audience, by the way, and you'd like to share some of the tips that you use to, stay sane as an entrepreneur and, de-stress, feel free to drop them in the comments. Feel free to, share your thoughts. So, John, mental health is it's a big thing in this entrepreneurial journey. There are so many challenges that come, and it does affect us, and it can cripple some of us if we don't take the time to invest into cultivating that healthy mindset to move forward. So what do you think about this, mental health? Why should entrepreneurs care about our mental health?
Well, thank you very much, Jasmine. That's a very wonderful topic, and I can assure you that that is one of the topics that is close to my heart, and I really care about my mental health. In fact, mental health is one of the best things and underrated topics in entrepreneurship and to many entrepreneurs. So I find that they are physically fit, but they are not mentally fit. Well, mental health is something that we should look into. Why? Because it is not seen outward. It's very hard to tell that one is going through a mental problem or one is stressed. And we see that as an entrepreneur, we should be very mindful of our mental healthy status. So if, for example, you are going through something, the first thing it will affect is your brain. And therefore, you'll be thinking a lot and stressing a lot. What happens now is that after some time or in a few months' time, you get depressed. And after being depressed, you will not be able to focus on the business. Your therapist will tell you to take some breaks on your business. And what happens to your business? It goes down. After a year, you shut down. By the time you get to realize and get back on your feet, the business is completely down. Well, why not? You shouldn't wait for that time to come when your business will go down as an entrepreneur because you've been advised by the doctors to get rid of some of the things that are stressing you. And one of them could be the same business as an entrepreneur. But now we shouldn't wait for that very time to come to be taught to take off some breaks from our business. We can start now. As we are running the business, we should be very mindful of our mental health. So, what are some of the things that can be done for you and I to actually be able to care about our mental health? For example, if I'm going through something, the best thing as an entrepreneur is to have a buddy, someone I should be able to open up and pour out everything, and then I'll feel better. That way, it will be very easy to break down stress into smaller chunks such that your friend will be able to help you in overcoming such a stress. Even if your friend or your business buddy will not be able to help you handle such a problem, but do you know that just opening up reduces more than 10% of the stress and you feel calm? That is actually one of the ways you can be able to work on your mental health. Why? We see that it is very critical and one of the healthy issues. Biology defines healthy as being physically fit and mentally fit, including socially fit. But if mentally fit is actually part of what defines healthy, then if you are not actually taking care of your mental health, then it means that you are no longer healthy. I encourage everyone to practice mindfulness. Even just few minutes of deep breathing can reduce anxiety, and it can even improve your focus as an entrepreneur. Take time to reflect on your mental health and even get professional help. You may need to get help from psychologists, therapists, and also you might be able to spend time with the people you love. Those people you are close to, spend time with them. It actually improves your mental health. So we've talked about seeking professional help as the first one, getting close to your loved one as the second one, and also to be taking care of your healthy, your own healthy. That will be eating a balanced diet and also exercising. These steps will help you to actually work on your mental health and you'll be relaxed and calm. Once you work on your mental health, you will even be able to see how your mind will be fresh, and even your business will grow because you will have enough time to focus on your business, and your mind will be able to contain a lot of things that are beneficial to your business. So now, what are some of the techniques that you are using to maintain your mental health, to be specific? If they are among the ones that I've mentioned, please continue doing so. If you have some you may be that I haven't mentioned and you feel they may help anyone in this room, please do well to write them in the comment section so that even others will be able to benefit from those points. What has really worked for you to balance your mental health? Have you at one point depressed or stressed, maybe because of work, because of the business, and this event was actually meant for you business owners, entrepreneurs, and even innovators? If you've been stressed at one point, depressed at one point, and you have used some tactics or some tips that have helped you, and you feel they may help your fellow entrepreneur or your fellow business person, please write them in the comment section, or you, Jasmine, may actually be able to take you on the speaker stage so that you share with us some of the points. I think those are some of my techniques that helps me to balance mental health. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing all these wonderful tips. And when it comes to, depression and anxiety, you should know that there's always help somewhere. Somebody is there to listen to you. And I love what you said, John, about finding a buddy that you can sort of pour out your heart to in a way. But it's got to be somebody you trust, because this entrepreneurial game sometimes can be a bit catchy. We've all experienced situations where somebody's either been, disloyal to us or has broken our trust. And because of that, we are very cagey about who we have around us. So having strategies and tips to help us to stay sane, stay open at the same time as careful, is a fine balance to, to play with. But some of the strategies that you've offered, John, is greatly appreciated, and thank you so much for sharing this. Before we go further with this discussion, I've just seen Lisa. Lisa's popped into the live. Thank you so much. Happy Thursday to you. I hope you're well and taking care of your mental health. We're talking about the entrepreneurial journey, and how to basically balance out, our wellness. I see here as well, Kediboni Manganadisa is in the chat. He's saying, good evening, friends. I'm so grateful I pumped into this virtual event. Quite insightful. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that feedback, Kediboni. If there is anything that stood out to you or anything that you'd like to add, just feel free to drop it in the chat, and we can, talk about that further. Um, John and Jasmine, Platine is saying your message is very clear and easy to understand. Thank you, Platine. Um, Platine is the founder of the Encouragers, by the way. He is the person who gave way to this vision, and now we're here together discussing so many things that are adding insights to our community. So kudos to you, Platine, and thank you so much for creating this space for us. And Platin is also saying if you're not taking care of your mental health, it means you're not truly healthy. John, that's what Platin is saying. Absolutely. If we're not taking care of our mental health, we're definitely not fully healthy at the end of the day, because it, you know, it's a balance. It's a balance. If we're feeling good inside, we're feeling good up there mentally, it can only translate to how we operate, and it's easy for people to see that we all have some, issues that we struggle with, personal issues, business issues. Sometimes it weighs us down. I don't know about you, but sometimes, I end up going to bed overthinking things that has happened, within the business. I shouldn't do that, but I need to learn to, pull it down basically, and know that there's always tomorrow. I have a colleague that says, all of tomorrow's never been touched yet, so don't you worry. And I like her view of how she deals with challenges. She's a very positive person to be around. Yeah. So in terms of our mental health, Platine, do you have any experience that you've had in the past, and you've dealt with it well? Feel free to share it in the comments. Platine is not able to join us on stage because he's feeling a little under the weather. So if you're wondering why he's not up with us, yeah, we're sending you all our love and wishes, and full recovery. John, have you got anything to add to this?
Okay, yes, I have. Well, I would like to just encourage everyone who has joined here to say you are perfectly doing well, and it's a sign of strength that you've joined and are able to listen to this event. But most importantly, it is a sign of strength that you seek help if you are going through depression or if you are stressed. It is not a weakness. We see that just like you mentioned, that you also need to look for someone who is trustworthy to be able to open up to, and you will see how you will improve, and also try to improve on your physical health, and even that may boost or may help to actually be able to boost your mental health, exercising, and be able to eat a balanced diet. Well, it's not easy to follow all these, but that's why these events are there to encourage each and everyone, and even to remind each other. Platine had set up this program so that we will be able to encourage each other. And thank you, Jasmine, for being a very supportive system to this. Everyone, you are most welcome to this event and would like to hear more from you. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for that. I see. Oh, okay. Kedibong's comment just came through. But yeah, in terms of our mental health and reducing anxiety, it's it's crucial. It's important. So we do have to take care. It's easier said than done. I know when things weigh up on top of us, and we need to get things done. We sometimes forget that we're not robots. We are human beings, and at some point we will burn out if we carry on, in the direction that we are, if we're not taking care of our mental health. And also setting boundaries. It's a big thing to set boundaries. Learning to say no to people can really help you to put a structure in place that will help you to take care of your mindset, because sometimes when you say no to people, they see you as the evil one. But at the end of the day, as they say, if you're around people and you're pouring from an empty cup, what good are you to them? What use are you to them if you're not filled up? So sometimes saying no is a great way to help you to fill your cup so that you can come back stronger and you can help the people around you. So yeah, set boundaries. Make sure that nobody takes you for granted or takes advantage of you and who you are. Yeah, it's so important to set boundaries. What is your take on setting boundaries, John?
Okay, so thank you very much for that. Well, when it comes to setting boundary, for me, I get to feel that it seems as though you'll be very maybe you are most of the times we get to feel like would make the other person to feel bad if we say no. But as I tend to as I tend to get to where I am, or maybe let me put it this way, as time is going, I'm able to understand that when you say no to something that you can't manage, you've actually helped yourself and the person whom you said no to. Why? Because the other person will be able to look for other alternative way of doing something that he asks for, and you yourself will give yourself a lot of time to focus more on the things that prioritize your healthy and your well-being. But if you say yes to something that you can't manage, that actually means that you don't love yourself and you don't care about yourself. You care more about other people. Why? And that will be able to cause more harm on yourself and your healthy. The other person will be expectant on what you've said yes to. You are also scared to say you might be able to disappoint the person. And what do? You now close your boundaries, and then you even fail to listen to your body, because if your body is actually unable to do a task, you don't force it. And when you force it, what happens? You tend to overthink, you tend to stress, you tend to not to fulfill even some tasks. So you tend to multitask. You find yourself not fulfilling some task. You find yourself in problems, and then you start overthinking, you have stress, and at the end of the time, you have depression. Those people who say no, just no sometimes without even an explanation, they have discovered that they are very happy because they reduce tasks and they are able to prioritize on the things that are more important. They make a very nice schedule, and then they'll be able to see which one will fit on the request that has been asked and which one will not. Those ones that fit, they handle it. Those ones that are not able to fit on their schedule, they politely say no, and that helps them to actually work on the things that are important. I have that weakness, to be honesty, of saying yes to everything that anyone would be able to tell me, even though I know I won't manage. But this time around, with this event, I'm actually be able to look at myself, evaluate myself, and be able to see that I need to look at what I can manage. I should say yes. What I can't, I should say no. What my schedule is allowing, I should say yes. What my schedule is not allowing, I should say no. I think that this event is very helpful for me as well. I'm learning, and I'll be able to improve. And I hope everyone in the audience will get some points from this event and be able to set boundaries. It's not everything that you can contain.
You are absolutely right there, and just like you're also speaking to me, John, because at the end of the day, when we say so yes to so many things, we end up disappointing the people that we didn't want to disappoint. So in a way, it works against us. So only say yes to what you can handle, because at the end of the day, you're only one person. You're not a robot that you can keep going on forever and ever. I'm just going to look at some of the comments the audience have been sharing. So Keddy Bonnie is saying, I found tapping out during stressful moments are quite helpful. This is because a problem can easily illuminate and block. You are absolutely right, Kedibong, and this is where I tend to go out for walks in in nature and then come back to the issue at hand. It really is very useful when you tap out and then you come back to it. You realize, oh, I'm just magnifying this thing and it's not as big as I thought. If I'm thinking logically, I'll be able to resolve it. But at the moment in time when you're going through stress and it's overwhelming, it feels like the world is, toppling on top of you and everything is coming to an end. So I like that tip that you've shared. It's fantastic. Thank you for sharing that. And Katie Bangura is saying, "Oh, this is so effective. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're, getting value from this, Katie. Yes, we do need to take care of ourselves. We don't discuss it enough. It's easier said than done, but really we have to put it into practice. I myself included, lifting my hands up and saying I'm guilty of doing that. I sometimes, I want to achieve this, I want to get this done, and I'm going full force, and then I forget, oh my goodness, you're not a machine, you're a human being. So yeah, you need to take it easy. Thank you so much for sharing your feedback, your positive feedback. It's appreciated. And Keddy Bonnie is also saying, I agree, setting boundaries is a brilliant way to protect your energy. That's true. It actually helps you show up much better to your commitments. You are absolutely right. Yeah. Just like I was saying earlier on, if you say yes to so many things, you end up disappointing a whole lot of people that you didn't intend to. But because you hadn't set that boundary, you find yourself basically what's the word? Sometimes you can come across as unreliable, even though your intention was to help a lot of people. So set your boundaries and just make sure that you can handle what you can handle. Don't do everything. Thank you so much for sharing. Platine is saying, when it comes to mental health, I always strive to overcome distracting behaviors. When I do good, I feel good. But when I do, I didn't I think he did complete it, but I think I get where he's coming from. Yeah, distracting behaviors can have a oh my goodness, it can weigh us down, Platine. And I agree with you with what you're saying, because you need to be in that space where it's positive and it helps you to flow. And if you're surrounded by people who are either negative or acting in a way that's it's not productive to where you're heading, it can really affect you and the way that you view things. And I believe there's a research out there that says the way somebody feels around you can affect your own sort of makeup and your own view on life. So we have to be extremely careful about who we allow into our space, because it can either push you forward or bring you back. So surround yourself with positive people and positive spaces as well. Thank you, Platine, for sharing that. I appreciate you. Um, who else has said something? Let me just go down. Oh, Kedibong, you're on fire today. You're sharing a lot. Um, Kedibong is saying, I found tapping out during stressful moments quite helpful. This is because a problem can easily illuminate and block your brain from seeking solutions. So when one taps out through directing your focus away from the problem, helps you to refresh and create room for clarity. Yes, yeah, it does. Oftentimes, a solution is right under your nose, but your brain might be too clouded to see. Absolutely, I agree with you. Music is a pill for me too. When I step into it and I'm listening to music, I unwind and sort of that helps me to come back to myself and think to myself, life is not that bad. Somebody out there is has got it worse than you, and also it just refreshes my brain to tackle the problem that's ahead of me. So thank you so much, Kedibong Manganadiza. Thank you for your beautiful contributions. Who else has said something that I haven't mentioned? Um, I don't see anybody else, but yeah, thank you so much for your contributions. Have you got anything to speak to that, John?
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Kadibon, for such points that you are bringing out. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. And thank you, Pratin, and thank you, everyone who are keeping this conversation engaging. So now I have another thing for you to comment on. How many hours do you sleep? Just take a moment and ask yourself, how many hours do you sleep? How many hours do you take? How many hours do you give yourself to sleep? So we see that uh, lack of sleep is also a major contributor to having healthy issues. And you find that as an entrepreneur, you may be unable to have regular sleep. You may be sleeping maybe 3 4 hours a day. And what happens is that sometimes because of stress, depression, we may be able to even develop insomnia. And insomnia is just a more like uh, a condition where you get to find it very difficult to contain sleep, even to have a very enjoying sleep. When was the last time that you had a fulfilling sleep? When was the last time that you felt like, yes, tonight I really enjoyed sleeping? Sleeping was actually meant to calm your body, relax your brain, and then when you wake up, the day will start fresh. Sleeping was also meant to get rid of all the negativity, the stress, the anxieties, and everything in your brain that took place the day before. So now, if you give yourself less hours, you wake up with the same or even much more stress. And according to psychology, a lot of people who do not sleep a lot of hours are the ones who tend to stress a lot and to have anxieties. And they have healthy issues, especially mental healthy issues. So lack of sleep will mostly affect your mental health. And I urge you, I challenge you to give yourself at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Yes, as an entrepreneur, you don't have to follow everything that science says because your business will require you sleepless nights sometimes. But please take at least some time to give your body sleep and listen to your body. When it's tired, take a break. When it's too tired, have a nap. When you are too exhausted, you can sleep. If at all you are not at work, if you're at home, take time to sleep. And then it goes back to saying no again. You'll be able to say no during the time that you have to sleep. So, sleeping is also one of the most important healthy, mental healthy contributor. If you lack sleep, you may be finding yourself having mental challenges. Now, in the comment section, please share with us how sleeping has helped you, or if you find challenges in sleeping, share with us how you and how you yourself and even ourselves may overcome it. Or if you had challenges with sleep, how have you overcome it, and how can other entrepreneurs be able to do so? Or what are the positive aspects of taking a nap, having a good sleep, and even increasing the number of hours that you sleep? Or just give us an overall of what we've discussed in the comment section, and Jasmine will be able to lead them around so that everyone will be able to benefit from this program.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, sleep is definitely very important. And John, that's something I'm working on improving. So you're speaking to me. Thanks for the tips. Um, Sometimes, like you said, you don't have to follow everything to the T. It shouldn't be a science, but overall, I would say 70% of the time to 80% of the time, you should be making sure you sleep well. When you're well rested, you know that you'll get up, you'll do well, you'll be in the right frame of mind and thinking to tackle the challenges in the day ahead. So yeah, sleeping is so important. And Keddy Bonnie is saying, I've come to learn that people appreciate and respect people who set and implement boundaries. It's a sign of being organized and focused. That's true. Absolutely true. When you do set boundaries, you tend to be more organized in your thoughts, and it shows in the way you show up. So yeah, absolutely, thank you for that contribution. One thing that I think we don't speak about when it comes to balancing our health and the hustle, as they say, is the isolation that we feel as entrepreneurs. We all want to get there. We all want to do well, but at the same time, we feel isolated because we feel like if we open up to somebody, that might be seen as a sign of weakness, and it's not a sign of weakness. It's always good to ask for help. It shows that you're a strong person. It shows that you're humble enough to realize that you're not a stone, basically, that you're human, and at some point life gets tough. We all go through that, psychological loneliness, things of that nature, saying to ourselves, for example, will we ever get to our destination and that kind of thing. But I find solace in knowing that the process or the journey that I'm going through and the challenges I'm going through is shaping me and my character so that I can go ahead and hopefully impact people around me so that they don't have to sort of repeat my mistake, or they don't have to, shall I say, think too much to get to where they want to get to. So our past will inform our present, basically, is where I'm going with this. So when you find yourself isolated, it's always a good thing to find, a community, a group, a support group that you can lean on. And share your heart, even if you can't share your heart, at least being part of a community whereby you feel like you're heard, or you feel accepted, can only inspire you to want to take care of yourself and to want to ask for that help. And the encouragers, for example, is a community of that of that nature, basically. So if you want to speak to us, to John, to Platine, to myself, please send us a direct message. We're more than happy to help you. And if we don't have that information that you need to help you, we'll tap into our network. We'll look around to see, oh, who can help Keddy Bonnie, who can help Platine, who can help, Lisa, who can help, Dipin. So don't 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 feel like you have to do this on your own. We are social beings at the end of the day, and we need each other. Whether we're in a professional setting or we're in a personal setting, we still need each other, because collaboration over competition is better, in my view. Anyway, so John, have you got anything to add before we close out?
Okay. I have a lot to say, but I would like to summarize. So, thank you all, and thank you, Jasmine, and thank you very much for everyone who was keeping the conversation very, very uh, conversational. Uh, uh, thank you very much for those heartfelt contributions. So now, as we wrap up this segment, let's try to summarize some of the key points that we got from this event. We see that it's very, very much essential to try by all means that we prioritize our healthy, set boundaries, and speak and seek support when we need it. And that support should be either professional, or we can even be able to talk to a friend. Look for a buddy. And remember, entrepreneurship is a marathon, not a sprint. So you need to take care of yourself, and this will allow you to sustain your passion and energy over the journey. So again, once again, a summary is: make sure you prioritize your healthy, you set boundaries, you seek professional help, or you seek any help, or you seek support when it's needed. Again, I repeat, it is essential to prioritize your healthy. You set boundaries, you seek help, you seek support when needed. And entrepreneurship is a marathon. We are in this together, and you are all welcome to the Encouragers that was started by Pratin Monya, and we see that Chesman Ofori has been a supportive system to this group. Well, we want to thank these two people, and thank you all for being part of this event. We want to take care of our health in as much as we are trying to sustain our business, grow our business, starting our business, moving our business to the next level. We should be able to prioritize our healthy. We should be able to set boundaries. We should be able to seek support when we need it. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining in to our event.
Yes, thank you, John, for your contributions. And Kelly Bonnie is saying, "Oh yes, a problem shared is a problem solved." Absolutely. If we don't share our problems to the right people, obviously, then how can we have it solved? We're only one person, but with many people around us, we can see different perspectives, and we can sort of what do you call it, extract insight into how to go about our challenges that we're facing. And when we're taking steps to take care of ourselves, we don't have to do the grandiose kind of thing. It's just small consistent steps that will help you to significantly improve your well-being and your productivity. So yeah, it's been a great discussion. And Kelly Bonnie, thank you so much for your wonderful contributions. It's been amazing, everything that you shared with us today. And also Platine, thank you so much for your contributions. Yeah, you've been great. You've been great audience, and we greatly appreciate you. So we're going. We can still carry on the discussions in the comments. So feel free. If any thought drops in your head now and you thought, oh, I should have shared it, and you didn't share it, feel free to drop it in the comments, and I will be more than happy to respond and engage with you. So we hope you all have a wonderful evening. And we hope you all take evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. And we hope that you take good care of yourself one step at a time. Don't make it too complicated. Simplify it and just, love on yourself. We wish you all the best. And yeah, take care. See you guys later. Bye bye. Let's say bye to the audience,
Bye
John.
bye. Bye.
Bye.